Hi everyone, Anastasia back with you. Let's see. This topic I'm going to weave in some examples and stories, and really just wanted to come on and acknowledge that for many people, and I can include myself in this for the better part of the year, that things have either been hard for people or felt hard. I can definitely say that. Um, I let's see. Um, I go to a women's retreat every September in New Hampshire, and I've been going for many years. Possibly, I've lost track of time. I'm going to be honest. I have really lost track of time, but it's probably all together, and there were some years that I was not able to go, like a good 14 to 15 years. So a lot of these women go year after year after year. So I've gotten not only to know them, they are friends, they are just really beautiful, beautiful women, beautiful souls. And so the beauty of going back to something like this year after year, as I just mentioned, is you really get to know people. And you know, we come together on a Thursday night, many of us, and, we have an opening ceremony and a meal, and everyone is just so happy to be there. And, everyone is wondering how the year was. How have we all been since the last time we were together? And this year, in particular, kind of stood out for me because pretty much every woman I talked to said, well, they were so happy to be there, of course, but that it was a hard year for them. Some people shared why that was, some people did not. I can tell you there was a range of like some health issues, personal health issues, or health issues for family members. There were other people that were dealing with work situations or relationships or money issues. People just working through their stuff, working through their shadow work, working through challenges and life. We all know, I don't need to give more examples. We all know what the things are that we're going through. If you have kids or don't, or it doesn't matter the circumstances, we're all going through things. Um, and then I'm part of a networking group, and we did a check in a couple weeks ago. You know, what are you focusing on for the rest of 2025? So that was a question we focused on one week, and another week we focused on, you know, what has felt really good? What did we feel that we accomplished or succeeded at in the first 3 quarters of the year? So there were, two questions we talked about in 2 different weeks, and because it is really important to look at what have we done that feels like a huge accomplishment or even a little accomplishment. Like, where have we been able to move the needle on something? It's very important. So we took some time to reflect, and I love that because this time of year, as we move closer and closer towards Thanksgiving, a lot of people will focus in on what they're grateful for. So we took some time in October to look at, what have we accomplished? What can we be proud of in our business? And then also checking into like, where are we going to focus our energy for the last, and at this point it's 2.5 more months, and what are some challenges, where do we need support? And again, with this group, you know um, the general feeling was that a lot of people had challenges. Again, what I said before: health, business, money, just challenges, things in the family structure that were challenging. And that, one woman said, it's hard to separate the business from your life because you bring your life into the business. And what happens in your business sort of spills over into your life. And that's so true. It's so true. uh, to have for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, we're not corporate. One people, or even if you have employees, you're not a corporation. You're human. You're a human being running your business. As a human being, you're interacting with human beings. It's okay to be human. It's okay to have those challenging times. And when you feel comfortable, if you feel comfortable sharing some of those, it makes you more relatable. It helps people to see you, to see themselves in you and to relate to you better. And honestly, like, have more connection in your business, whether that's having a connection where people reach out because they want to work with you, they want to buy something from you. So anyway, these conversations that I've had since September have been really very beautiful and very real and very deep, and I'm very, very grateful. So what's the next thing I want to share? So first of all, having shared that, and I know the collective is going through things, the collective is really going through a lot of stuff, is to be gentle with yourself. There's only so much you can do in a day. There's only so much you can physically do. There's only so much emotional bandwidth we each have. There's only so much mental bandwidth we have. You can push yourself, and I've done that many times, many, many times, and I've hit burnout. I've burned out my nervous system. I had to, take at different times, a break to sort of recalibrate. So, and this is that time of year where we are pushing, maybe a little more because of the holiday season. Maybe there's more obligations that we have for work or family. So when you can, I know it's not easy, but when you can, I just invite you to have a softness and take some breaths and take some time in nature if you can to just decompress and release and let things go and not let things pile on, because it's so easy for it to pile on. So know that you're not alone. Part of me coming on here today and sharing this is you are not alone. So many people are going through this. The collective is going through this. The collective is feeling this pressure. The collective is going through a purge of, again, I've heard people say this for the past 10 years and more. What no longer serves you is being released. Absolutely. Every day. Every day this is happening. The image that I see over and over again, which is kind of silly and a little gross, is like a pimple, but like a huge ass pimple is sitting on the planet. It's this big monster red pimple, and it's ready to pop. It's going to gush and ooze, and all the stuff in it's going to come out, and that needs to happen. And we're feeling it. We're feeling it individually, and we're feeling it collectively. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some time, pause, give yourself some love and space. And as you do that for you, I know you will naturally extend that to others. But we have to give it to ourselves. If we do not give ourselves that permission, nobody's going to give it to us. Nobody's going to slow down if we're on like the freight train, the fast train to, I don't know, where are you going? Wherever you're going, you're on the fast train. You're the one that can get off. You're the one that can slow it down. You're the one that can put a pin in it and pause. Other people are watching us and are going to follow our lead. So if you need that time, please, please, I invite you to take it. And now I just want to talk about two other things that are related to this in a way that I hope we can reframe like the struggle, reframe the hard stuff, reframe when we're in the middle. So a friend of mine has a show that she does every Saturday in the morning. And this past Saturday, part of what her show, part of what she talked about was she's a business coach, so she's focused on this quarter and how she can support people in this last quarter of the year. And she really, I've learned so much from her, and a lot of her messages, we have to take action. Like, we can do the inner work, excuse me, we can do the inner work and all the manifesting, but we're not going to get anywhere if we don't take action. And in her, she does a half-hour show, and part of it, this is the part that I want to highlight, that's one of the parts that stood out for me. There were many, but one of the parts she said is, people are excited in the beginning, like they have an idea or a project, and we have this excitement. It's just like anything new. A baby, baby comes into your life, a new car, a new house. We have all this excitement. And then there's the stuff in the middle. So we're talking about a project. Then there's the stuff in the middle. And everybody's focused on the end goal. So you have the excitement in the beginning, and you've got the stuff in the middle, and then we're all looking at the finish line. It's all about the goal and the finish line. And what she said that stood out to me is, she said the middle part, now I want to be careful with my words, can be messy. Doesn't always have to be, isn't always. So the middle part can be messy. The middle part can be hard. The middle part is the work, and the middle part is the stuff that we don't want to do. It's like, the middle part sucks sometimes, honestly. You have the excitement at the beginning again. You've got the goal. You're working towards the goal. You want to get to the finish line. That's what we want. We want to feel the thing that sits at the finish line. And the middle part is where the work is. I have yet to find a magic wand that I can tap over people's heads, which we all want, where it's all done. Or we move through the hard stuff. And this is how I'm tying this back into the first part of what I started talking about, is we're in the hard, some of us are in the hard part. Some of us are in the part that sucks. And we have to keep going. We have to somehow find a way to navigate through, to keep taking one step at a time and moving through. And we all know this. I'm not sharing any like big secret of life, but it's just really interesting that the work and the juice is in the middle. And I want to share a really interesting interaction I had with someone this year, who really reframed things for me. So this is all going to tie together, I promise. It was such a massive reframe, and it's just how this person sees the world and operates, and almost like through childlike eyes operates. This is a business owner. This is a scientist. This is an inventor. This person has invented something that is going to help a lot of people. And again, scientist, inventor, and now he's been in the phase of the market research. It works, it works. There really aren't any kinks to work out at this point. It's just about marketing it, launching it to the public. So there are many, many steps, and he's been at this for many years, and he's just now in this step of the marketing piece and getting it out to a larger audience. And it's not even ready to go out to the largest audience. He's got these smaller markets that he's launching in. What he said to me, and this was my reframe. I was like, whoa. He said to me, I love the part in the middle. I love the work. He's like, yeah, I have ideas. He goes, I have a lot of ideas. And this is one of the coolest parts of the story. So he turned 80 this year. And he said, once I'm done with this project, which, like I said, he's not done launching, and there's all these moving parts, all these pieces. But he goes, once I'm done with this, he goes, I have another project. I have another baby that I'm gonna put out into the world. Again, this is like things that can help a low income folks, and like kind of on the humanitarian level. So he shared this other idea with me, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, he's 80 years old. Okay. you know, God grant him the years to put this other thing out, because I think it's really good. So like, talk about not giving up. Somebody like doesn't want to retire. Why would this person retire? Has all these ideas, has all these ways that he wants to to help people, to help communities, to help communities and people. Okay, so if that doesn't shake your tree, you're not done. You're not done till you're done. That's his path. I'm not saying we're all going to be working really hard in our 80s, and all of this is fun for him. All of it is play. I'm going to be honest. It's really like a lot of play. Like he's like a little kid tinkering and playing. So back to the reframe. He said to me, when I get to the end, he's like, then I'm really sad because I finished. And now I'm looking for the next thing, which he already has the next thing. But his playground is in the middle. He loves the middle. He loves figuring it out. He loves problem solving. He loves meeting people and bringing them on board to help him with his projects. He loves collaborations. He loves the middle. Remember what I started with in the beginning? Things are hard. We're moving through hard times. I am not bypassing that. And then what my friend was talking about, like the middle is messy, because that's reality. And then the gift of this 80-year-old person that was like, I love the middle. I don't want to get to the end because now I'm bummed. And now I have to, start again. But he loves the whole process. So do you see how we can reframe something and be like, I love the middle. I love where I am. I love this part because I don't know what's coming and I don't know what's next. And I don't know what's coming tomorrow. I'm figuring it out. It's this big adventure. It's like you are literally on an adventure and it's day by day. You're on vacation and you haven't scheduled the shit out of your vacation. You haven't scheduled every single minute. You've got time to play. You've got time to go somewhere and do something and then meet people. And then maybe somebody says, hey, you ask a local, where should we go to eat? Or where do you recommend we go? And then if you have the afternoon available, then you do that. But if we're so overscheduled, then we're like a slave to that schedule and we miss that like curiosity. So this is really what I just wanted to share with you of honoring where you're at, honoring how you're feeling, not doing the bypass, moving through your stuff, taking the action, but I think reframing and retelling your story, and we don't have to say, oh, it's so hard. It's been hard my whole life. It's gonna be hard. It's just the way my life is. It's just how I attract things. It's just my luck. It's just I'm here to say nope. Nope. You can change that. You can reframe. You can have a different feeling. You can have a different story. You can just state it like yeah, okay, it's been like this for a long time. It's been pretty bad. It's been pretty shitty. It's been pretty hard. Or I've had the ups and downs. I've had really good and I've had challenging times. And yet it does not have to stay that way. It does not have to stay hard. It does not have to stay challenging. It can be whatever you want it to be, however you want it to be. How do you want it to look? Let's reframe. Let's have a different statement. Let's have a different question. How can it be easy? How can it be fun? How can I make this the best experience possible? How can I take a really hard situation and just turn it into like gold? So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I'd love to, if you want to share any ways that you are thinking of reframing, any times you have done a reframe, like a reboot. It's like Anastasia, I'm not even 2.0. I'm like Anastasia, whatever, 137.0, right? Like every moment is a different moment. Every day is a new day. We get to reinvent and we get to bring into our world what we want. And I'm working on it too. I'm right here working on it as well. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I just wanted to share some inspiration with you, let you know what's going on collectively, and then like let's have a reboot. Let's reboot, guys. Let's reboot. Like this is your show. I love all these shows that have come back and done like a reboot. And the ones that have come back are like the ones that kicked ass the first time, like totally kicked ass, and then they came back because if they didn't kick ass the first time, the network wouldn't want them to come back. But like a Will and Grace, they did a reboot, and Frasier did a reboot for a really short period of time. There's all these shows that have done reboots, so you get reboot yourself. It's your show. It's your world. It's your show. Do a reboot. Imagine you're a character on a show. What does your life look like? You're in a movie. What is your movie? Where are you? Are you at the beginning? Are you opening a new chapter? Are you in the middle? Is it sucky? Are you at the end? Can you pause and reboot? Can there be a plot twist? Plot twist. Yeah. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at plot twist, guys. Let me know what you thought. Love to hear your thoughts.